I'm really freaked out. The damn alien thing. The aliens don't freak me out, but talking about them freaks me out. Divulging things freaks me out. I've been, I wouldn't call it abducted because I'm a willing participant at the very least 50 times. Most of the greys are like biological robots, so they just don't have a soul vibe. The transport, I think it's like neutrinos and fucking frequency, or that could be knock you the shit out. This is for safety during transport, and you get like really buzzed. You can feel like the fucking energy just goes off the scales, like static but not static. I'm just sitting at the back again having a cigarette because it's the middle of the night. Why not? Oh, it's not the middle of the night. I thought it was closer to morning, but fuck, I have no idea of time at the moment. Yeah, this subject gets me because of other people's perceptions of it and talking about it and feeling exposed in a way, I don't know. I prefer to work in the shadows. Anyway, yeah, so many. One of my first memories, and these just fucking come back like a slap in the head. Just bang, you got the whole memory. And I know it was me, and I was at the front of my house, and I was holding a hand, someone's hand, and they were tall, and I identified with them as my brother, but my brother never ever held my hand. And this thing just radiated love. It wasn't a grey, it must have been like, I don't know, a Nordic or something. And I don't think he pointed, but like, we had the mental telepathy thing going on. And we looked down the street at the same time, and the street court I used to live in at the end had a T intersection, and there was a craft there. And that was the end of that memory. Oh, there was an early one, but there's no memory connected to it. I had this wallpaper, and there's a seed pod called Banksia, and the way the seed pod opens looks like alien-shaped eyes. And I had no problem with that, and just like when I was 4 or 5 overnight, the wallpaper's watching me, it's freaking me out. But you know, I didn't say it like that because I was 4 or 5. But I just like, and yeah, my dad's, they're Banksia man, he says, like they're Banksia man. And I must have looked at him with fucking horror. The damn greys, you know, they had the same, they looked like just eyes, and freaked me out overnight, all of a sudden. And he had to change the wallpaper because it was just a never-ending thing. I couldn't get past that. I wasn't conscious of, but those things are freaky, yeah. But when you're aboard the ships, everything's round. Like, I don't know why they make tables square here. Fuck, I've suffered from that before. Everything's round. The ship is alive. It's all like nanobots or something, you know, it's got like a honeycomb texture, the shell, and it can move, open, close, whatever, just weird shit. And yeah, there's like been, I guess, Nordics, and then a mantis being once. Yeah, one time I was struck up. I love to talk about the mantis being. Oh my god, I love that thing. It's like it's energy, fucking electrical field, aura, whatever you want to call it, vibe is huge. It's just huge. It's so powerful, you know. It can knock you out with a look. I woke up on the table thing, whatever. Legs, you know, in the position spread apart on my back, and I wasn't quite like, you know, when you wake up, well, that doesn't usually happen to me, but when you wake up, your vision's not quite right. So my vision was a bit blurry, and it looked like, to start with, someone wearing a plague mask with their head tilted down, and I was, you know, drew my interest. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that? And then my eyes focused, and I just saw those huge wraparound eyes, that huge mantis head, the exoskeleton, the 3-4 foot long neck, the frontal set arms, shoulders, and its arms out towards whatever it was harvesting from me, but I'm okay with that. Also, when I was like 18, I'd only had one boyfriend, or 17, I only had one boyfriend, and I had some lady issues with my uterus, and I went to hospital. They did an exploratory, and they found out there's a lot of adhesions, scarring of the uterus. And I asked the nurse, like, why did this, what's this all about? Why would I have that? And because my boyfriend was there at the time, she had just said, oh, it just happens, but I could read her mind, and she was thinking I had an abortion before. I could just read her mind, the look on her face, the way she's just didn't, you know, if I asked her while she's alone, maybe she would have gone there, but she's just like, oh, it just happens sometimes. And I'm like, you think I've had an abortion? And that was pretty freaky, but all these things you just set aside because of the human condition. Oh, there's been so many. Another one, I was like on the ship, strung up in the Jesus Christ pose, I suppose. Not strung up, just elevated, just hanging there. It wasn't bad. I mean, I definitely feel like a willing participant, to say the very least. And there was all these like black tubes going up the back of my leg, and I only became conscious because of the pain of them shoving something through the back of my right ankle. It felt like it went straight through the tendon into the bone, so I screamed. And someone said to me, I don't know, it's okay, we're working on your DNA. And I didn't realise, like, I was at Byron Bay at the beach, and I got all these bleach brown spots up the back of my leg. I'm laughing like, oh, looks like I've been, you know, an octopus is attached to me. And then, bang, the memory came back. that mantis being, I love that being. It's telepathic, and there's like etiquette. You're not supposed to stare at it in the face. I think it's just too intense. Like, not, I mean, I'm used to the way it looks, but just something in the eyes, you know. And one time I was sitting there, oh no, I was jumping around, because you feel really high when you're up there. You feel euphoric. The gravity isn't the same. And it's telling me to sit down, you know. It's very stern. It's very loving, but stern. Like, all I feel is love from the real extraterrestrials, like family. And it's telling me really sternly, like, yeah, sit down. And I sat down, and I just knew that the etiquette, maybe, I don't know, he must have communicated that to me already. And so I was sort of looking down, and he had this cloak on, and it looked like glitter under glad wrap, like silver purpley glitter under glad wrap. And I was like, wow, in my mind. I didn't say anything. What sort of material is that? It fucking looks awesome. And he starts telling me telepathically all about it. It's also like a living thing, nanobots, whatever, and that it can adjust to climate or whatever the body temperature needs, just automatically. And I thought that was pretty cool. I've definitely had other experiences that I wouldn't consider alien, like black ops. They're the ones that shove something up my left nostril straight through the olfactory crunch into the fucking frontal lobe of my left side of my brain. I was at Robert's house asleep 20 years ago, and I did see like weird lights and shit and just weird sounds. And I was on the couch, and all of a sudden there's these two dudes in the hallway, like guarding the hallway or whatever, but they would have knocked him out too. And another two working on me, and they must have injected like a numbing, and they were being hypnotic, and they were being assholes. And they started putting it up my nose, and I flinched because it fucking hurt, and that's when I became conscious, you know. And they said to me, I thought you liked pain, you know, in just this challenging way that I'd just go along with it. And I woke up the next morning, all dry blood in my nose. And I said to Robert, you know, oh, I had the weirdest dream that someone stuck something up my nose. And he's got, yeah, you got blood, dry blood all in your nose. And straight away, human shit. Oh, it must have been an insect, you know. Fuck, there's been so many. But yeah. Aliens. Everybody's got a little bit.